This is the story of a miraculous event that happened over 1,000 years ago. The most fascinating thing is that the hero of this story is still alive today. This is the true story of the 12th prince, Imam Mahdi, Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajah Sharif, and the wonderful miracles that took place on his birthday. In Samarra, on the 14th evening in the month of Sha'ban, in the year 255, Lady Hakima was getting ready to break her fast when suddenly there was a knock at the door. She opened the door and there stood a man with a letter from her nephew, Imam Hassan al-Askari. It read,
Dear Aunt Hakima, please come to our house to break your fast with us tonight. The child that we have all been waiting for, the hero of mankind, will be born. He will make the world into the most wonderful place to live. Your nephew, Hassan al-Askari.
Lady Hakima was overjoyed with this news and she rushed over to the house of her nephew. But just then she remembered something. There is nobody in the house of Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam who looks like they will have a baby tonight. Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam came out of the house and said his salam to Lady Hakima. Lady Hakima then asked him, My dear nephew, I have a question. Who will be the mother of this baby? And Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam replied,
My wife Narjis, dear aunt.
Lady Hakima was shocked at this news, as she had met Lady Narjis only a few days ago, and there was no sign that she was carrying a baby. Lady Hakima didn't know that she was in for the biggest surprise of her life. Lady Hakima went to Lady Narjis alayhi salam and looked at her curiously. What seems to be the problem, dear aunt? Asked Lady Narjis. Oh, my sweet Narjis, my dear nephew said that you will be having a baby tonight. A baby? Really? At that moment, Imam Hassan Askari alayhi salam came and told them something fascinating.
The baby will definitely be born. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has hidden the signs of the baby until it's time for him to be born. Just like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hid Prophet Musa alayhi salam when he was to be born. The mother of the Prophet Musa alayhi salam also did not have any signs that she was going to have a baby.
Lady Narjis was very happy and shyly asked Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam, when will the baby be born?
Near the time of dawn,
replied Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam. That night, Lady Hakima lay in her bed thinking about the words of the Imam. She was so excited that she couldn't sleep. Lady Narjis and Lady Hakima got up and prayed the night prayer, but still nothing was happening. After the night prayer, Lady Narjis went back to sleep, but Lady Hakima was so restless that she went outside in the backyard. She paced around looking at the sky and she thought to herself, the time of dawn is near and still there is no sign of this baby. Just then Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam called out from inside the house.
My dear aunt, do not let your heart and mind have such thoughts. Do not doubt.
Lady Hakima was a little embarrassed of her thoughts and went back inside and recited the Holy Quran. When it was the time of dawn, Lady Hakima went to Lady Narjis and noticed that something was happening. Lady Narjis was looking a little nervous. Has the time come, my dear Narjis? Yes, I think it has, said Lady Narjis nervously. The great event had begun, but nothing could have prepared Lady Hakima for what was about to happen. Lady Hakima stayed by her side to help her. Imam Hassan Askari alayhi salam said,
Recite Surah Al-Qadr loudly, my dear aunt.
As she began to recite, she realized that she wasn't the only one who was reciting the surah. To her amazement, Lady Hakima could hear the baby inside Lady Nargis reciting Surah Al-Qadr with her. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr. The baby then said salam to her, and then Lady Nargis vanished. Suddenly, a huge beam of light covered Lady Nargis. Lady Hakima became a little frightened, but after a short while, the light disappeared. And Lady Hakima saw a beautiful baby on the ground in sajda, facing the Kaaba. The 12th prince, Imam Mahdi, Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajah Sharif, was finally here. Imam Mahdi alayhi salam was born, and just like the prophets and imams, he began to speak. La
There is
ilaha.
no God but Allah. La ilaha illallah.
Imam Mahdi Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajah Sharif also recited all of the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the names of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, and then he prayed for all of his followers. Lady Hakima was amazed at this magnificent sight. She picked up the baby and took him to his father. Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam recited the adhan and the iqamah in the ears of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. And then he told Imam Mahdi, Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajah Sharif, to speak.
Speak, my dear son. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Imam Mahdi, Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajah Sharif, recited all the books of Allah by heart. Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam said, this is a miracle that is given to prophets and imams, and that they can speak when they are babies. If you think that was amazing, wait to see what happened next. Just then, some beautiful white birds came and started to rub their bodies and wings against Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. Lady Hakima was startled and asked Imam Hassan al-Askari, what is happening? What are these birds?
These are the angels of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they will be his helpers when he rises.
When the birds flew away, Lady Hakima took Imam Mahdi alayhi salam to give him his first bath. She smelt a beautiful fragrance coming from the body of the Imam, and then noticed that there was a verse of the Quran written on his arm.
جاء الحق وضحك الباطل إن باطل كان زهوكا. Truth has come and falsehood has vanished. Falsehood is a vanishing thing.
This was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's way of telling people that Imam Mahdi alayhi salam would bring peace and love to the whole world. After the bath, Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam asked her to bring the baby to him. This time, a flock of the most beautiful green birds came down to Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam. Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam was speaking to one of them. Lady Hakima could not believe her eyes. Lady Hakima asked, what are these birds? To which Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam replied,
the bird I was speaking to was the angel Jibra'il, and the other birds were angels of the blessings. They will take my son up to visit heaven because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would like to welcome him and speak to him in the most beautiful of places.
The birds then took Imam Mahdi alayhi salam up to heaven. Lady Nargis was a little sad about this, but Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam told her,
do not worry, your baby will return back to you soon. Only you will feed the baby, just like only the mother of Musa alayhi salam fed him.
After a short while, the birds returned with Imam Mahdi alayhi and Lady Narjis alayhi was very happy. Sadly, they had to keep the birth of Imam Mahdi alayhi a big secret because there were some people who wanted to harm him. Even through his early childhood, Imam Mahdi alayhi performed some marvelous miracles. But for that, you will need to wait for the next presentation. Inshallah, if we try our best to be very good Muslims and love Imam Mahdi alayhi and do all the things that we need to do to be part of Team Mahdi, we will be able to see him very soon, inshallah. Salawat.